This is John.
This is Danny.
Welcome to Do You Know?
Do you know? So, what's up?
So, I was reading Time magazine, and there were two stories in there that we covered from a few weeks ago. There was the Malcolm X exonerated assassins,
Nice.
and there was there were more deaths from overdoses. So basically we're faster than Time magazine.
They're listening to the show.
They're listening to the show.
They're like getting ideas from us. They're like, whoa, fentanyl, Malcolm X.
Right.
What's up? I'm gonna give them a new spin. There's a robot that the scientists have made. Now it's like 1940s technology in science. Like the way the scientists explain it, it's as if it was like 1940s era technology for AI. But for regular humans, it's like, what happened? So let me tell you what happened. They made a robot using some frog DNA, like very little bit amphibian. And the robot, using the artificial intelligence, was able to reproduce.
Really?
Yeah, and they're astonished the shape that the robot chose, because this was completely the robot's doing with artificial intelligence. The shape of Pac-Man.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's a robot now making new cells in the shape of Pac-Man.
Wow.
And they think like this down the road could mean something. I'm like already thinking Terminator. I'm already going like, do they make the T-1000?
Right. Wow.
It can-
So wait, so tell me again. So basically you're saying this robot got frog what, DNA or
So what happened is, so they created, so it's robotic material. So all manufactured.
all manufactured?
But they put in a little bit of frog, like amphibian DNA to make the robotic parts like come together, like cellular.
Ah, okay.
And then what's happening is the cellular robotic parts with that DNA are reproducing to new robotic parts.
So it's making its own
It's
parts.
making its own parts.
Wow.
Cells. Right now it's so small. It's like
It's
like
doing
a dish.
cellular reproduction.
Exactly, in like a dish. So it's like, it's nothing to worry about. It's not like it's making limbs. It's making
Right.
cells, but it's just fascinating because those cells
They're
aren't
shaped like Pac-Man.
well, they're shaped like Pac-Man, but also they're not fully animal human-like. What I'm saying is they're able to reproduce its like robotic self in a way, and it just is very very interesting.
Wow. That is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like,
So I wonder, like, what if it's going to be like a male female, if that'll be like a new, I'm just saying, like, if it comes, like,
aren't
maybe
frogs both?
right. So you know what I'm saying, like that'll be like the new thing. Like you're a clone.
Yeah, you're part amphibian. Like, who knows? Like, this could be the start of the new Superman.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we touched base on that. I mean, I'm not saying it'd be DC, but
Right.
something. I mean, pretty amazing. The other thing, not to jump too fast, they are concerned with all this space exploration that we may bring something back that will kill off the human race from space.
Really.
Yeah, they feel like there's so much in the unknown, in forms of even bacteria. I know that's like, they go, whoa, bacteria's alive. How could it be in space? Nothing can survive.
Right.
They're not sure what is actually out there. And so they're worried that you send these drones, you send these things, you send these manned crews to Mars, you send these spaceships maybe to the moon, outside of even just our atmosphere.
Yeah.
Something could stick to the ship and we come back,
Right.
and it could just be a big, like, we'd have no idea what to do.
Right.
So they want to try to figure out, what are we going to do when that happens?
If we bring back like a space-borne bacteria.
Yeah, or just, I'm saying,
Because look at what happened with COVID.
Look at what happened with COVID.
Right.
I mean, so just something foreign from space, and then we have to figure out what to do. We have like limited resources. We're only a little planet.
Yeah, right.
This thing could be like from deep, a huge planet somewhere. I don't know. I'm imagining.
Yeah. Like a comet, like it's frozen or something.
Yeah.
Like it melts a little bit and there's like biological matter inside and it gets on something, like a probe or something. Because we're sending something up to like move an asteroid, right?
Yeah, well, we said that on our last show. We launched it already. It's going to hit the asteroid September 2022.
Okay.
And this is the first time that humans have intervened in the galaxy. So what that means is this is the first time that we're actually moving something that has its own trajectory.
Mm.
We're going to test out if our rocket can move this asteroid from hitting our planet in the future, because this asteroid's not near us. It's just a test.
Right.
What we don't know yet is if by moving this asteroid just a few feet or a few thousand miles or whatever it ends up being in space with trajectory,
Yeah.
where this asteroid will actually hit. Imagine if it hit another asteroid and it knocked that off course. And then that asteroid knocked another one off course. And before you know it, you have a chain reaction.
Yeah.
And then like it destroyed a planet or something. Like, let's just say we destroyed Mars. But in the future, by doing this move.
Right.
So we don't know. And there's some, scientists who are worried that us intervening in space, because we really don't have a lot of understanding of space.
Yeah.
We're just barely starting to understand the size of it. We could fit 1 million Earths inside of the sun.
Right.
That's just an idea of just how big the sun is. So that doesn't talk about distance or anything. That's just pure mass, and the sun is actually a smaller sun than most suns.
Right. Yeah, man. So that's beware.
Beware. We might have a light show. They think in the future Earth will have rings like Saturn.
Really?
Uh-huh. They think that we are in a similar there's going to be a similar activity or situation that's going to cause us, because that's basically, I guess, depleted asteroid that got caught in the gravitational field.
Yeah.
And they believe the Earth will as well create rings in the future.
In the future, right.
I mean, if we can get past the asteroid that's supposed to hit us in 80 years.
Right.
So we have an asteroid coming the size of Texas. 80 years down the road, we talked about it.
Yeah.
And then now we're testing the technology if we can stop the asteroid. And maybe we'll create rings.
Yeah.
Everyone wants a ring. It's almost Christmas. So what's going on for Christmas? Like, what are we doing? I heard that there's nothing in the shelves. Stores are depleted.
Yeah, well, I think I don't know if the issue has been solved at the harbor.
Not solved.
Right. So I mean, I think the issue has been a general lack of product.
Well, I think what's happening is the manufacturers are going, look, we can get you the product, but we can't get it to you by Christmas.
Right.
And people are like, well, then maybe I don't want it. And so the manufacturer's going, well, maybe we won't make it.
Right.
So it's like a stalemate because people want it and they want it now.
Right, because of Amazon. Like, Amazon has basically taught people you can have literally anything you want in 24 hours.
Right.
Like, if you want it, you got it.
Yeah, but most things aren't like that.
Right. And you go to the store and they're like, I want X. And they're like, we don't stock X. That's not what we have.
Exactly.
We have this. And people are like, we're unhappy now.
And right. And then they're like, well, we're not going to be, patrons anymore. Right?
Right.
So what are we going to do down the road when companies just go, fine, we won't make stuff?
I think people will be unhappy.
I mean, what I'm thinking is people are going to do the old trick where you wrap up, remember Jimmy Kimmel? You wrap up beans, refried beans.
Oh, yeah.
Put it under the Christmas tree.
Right.
Kids come, they open it, they're like, green beans.
Right.
And you're like, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah. Give him the old, give him some beans, right?
The old 1-2. Yeah, that's not a fun Christmas. But the thing is, if the toys are out of stock anyway, they're still not getting them.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, where are we with COVID? Can we say we're over with it? I mean, because like we're kind of, I don't know where people are with Santa Claus coming or not, but I think this year there's no excuse for like there not to be a Santa, because I think everyone's kind of opening up. I think last year there was kind of an excuse like, oh, Santa can't come because, it's COVID or whatever. But I think this year there's an expectation that there's going to be presents.
Well, I think it has to do with the timing of this new variant.
Right.
So the new variant arrived like right around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It could have waited till after Christmas. So now it's starting the whole new fear. Everyone's getting worried. Like, remember Delta?
Yeah.
Not a lot of information. The interesting thing is they skipped one. How they're following what is it in Greek?
Yeah.
The Greek alphabet.
Yeah.
They skipped XI.
XI. She.
So yeah, they didn't want to call a coronavirus XI because they felt that would be insulting to Chinese.
How is that insulting to Chinese people?
That's their name. Some
names.
Oh,
I get it. So it's like someone's name.
Yeah.
It'd be like calling it Joe or like Mike or
right.
or Sarah.
Right, because then everyone named XI.
I see.
Like you are the virus.
You're the virus.
Right.
I see. Okay.
And there's already all this Asian hate.
Right.
Because of it. So anyway, this is what's very strange in my opinion. And I want to ask the listeners, I want everyone to give me the answer. I want you to give me the answer, John. I want to know.
Yeah.
So, Africa was the first country, right? Or the countries in Africa.
Yeah.
To find the new coronavirus, which is called like omnivore, something along that term.
Okay.
I don't know it off the top of my head, but it starts with an O. So, China is saying, look, we're going to donate 1 billion vaccines to Africa to do our part.
Right.
It's not that they don't know, but we know that their vaccines aren't working.
Okay.
On this variant.
Right.
So by them going out of their way to want to donate 1 billion doses, who are they fooling?
I think they're trying to. It's like, you remember when they had Live Aid and everyone came together to do like rock and roll for Africa, for the starving children in Africa. I don't know why people do this, but like doing charity for Africa seems to be like a very compassionate thing to do. So I think it's the symbol as opposed to the action. You know what I'm saying? So I think the idea is we're going to donate because these are less fortunate people than the average person. Everyone knows that there's a lot of poverty in Africa. There's a lot of poverty in South America as well. So if this happened in South America, I think people would donate a lot as well. But in Africa, there's also a lot of war-torn countries, and there's a lot of children who have like machine guns and stuff. So I think the idea is that, China possibly feels a little bit guilty for having like unleashed this on the world from Wuhan.
I thought it wasn't their fault.
Well, it came from Wuhan, didn't it?
Well, we don't know.
What do you mean we don't know?
Nobody knows. I mean, no one knows definitively.
This is new information. Wait,
what I'm saying
you're blowing my mind.
Okay,
I thought it came from Wuhan.
The original story is that it came out of a marketplace in Wuhan that was from a bat.
Right.
Then after...
They were eating bat soup or something.
Right, but after more investigation, people believe it came out of a military lab. So it's changed to a lab now from a marketplace. And even further, now they're connecting money sources to people in different organizations who are epidemiologists, I'm probably saying it wrong, at different colleges, and how there's actually funding for some of these operations from the United States in China. So now they're going, who actually is responsible? Because if I have a lab, let's say I'm American, and I invest $1 billion into a lab in China, and by accident we release a virus.
Yeah.
Well, then it's kind of my fault too, because I'm an investor into that technology.
For investing, it's your fault?
Yeah. They always track the money. Like if you invest in the drug cartel, and then they go sell drugs and people die, eventually they could come back to you. The money is a part of the puzzle.
That's a little weak. I mean, because the truth is, like, the virus, when we're... I mean, okay, fine. If you want to assign, like, legal fault, sure. But I'm talking about, like, who actually caused it. I'm talking about who actually bit into the bat and transferred it. Like AIDS. Like, there was actually a hunter who ate a baboon and transmitted AIDS into himself, and that's how it crossed the barrier from baboon to human. There was like one man who did it. Now maybe he was invested in by the community to go out hunting, and they gave him all the tools, but it's not their fault that he was out hunting. It's him for eating a baboon.
They're blaming one guy for the newest variant of coronavirus too in China.
Right.
They said that
it comes down to one person.
They said they told him to wear a mask, and he didn't.
Okay.
And now he did this.
Right.
So they may throw him in prison and kill him.
That's how it works. It comes down to, like, people. Like, not investors.
No, investors. Because, okay, I know what you're saying, but how about this? How about if I told you that 9/11, that the explosives that were used to knock the Twin Towers down were funded through terrorism, but placed from Americans?
Well,
whose fault would it be?
It would be the Americans' fault. Like, what I'm saying is that's a perfect example. That's a perfect example. Okay, the planes that flew into the buildings on 9/11, the people who were flying them didn't pay for all the training. I can guarantee that they didn't have the funding to do all that. They were just dumb jocks. They were like the football dudes.
They were hired.
They were hired, and they did their job, and they went to heaven, and now they're with 42
virgins. They took
virgins,
care of their families.
or whatever, right? So they bought into this whole thing, right? Mm-hmm. Now, is it the fault of the investors, or is it the fault of the pilots that the Twin Towers fell? I say it's the fault of the pilots.
But I blame the organization. I'm saying that's the difference, is that I know the pilots did it.
The pilots did
it. They did it, but the thing is, the reason they did it, the money, the people who backed them, those are the bad guys. You got to go after the top. Think about this.
Sure.
Are you going to go to the corner and arrest the 15-year-old drug dealer who can't get a sentence because he's a minor? Or are you going to go after the big guy who's bringing in the drugs and giving it to these 15-year-olds on the corner? You got to go after the big dog.
Right, but what we're talking about is whose fault it is. If someone has an overdose, right? Someone has an overdose and they die and they're foaming at the mouth, their heart is stopped. Whose fault is it? It's the 15-year-old who sold them the drugs.
It's who the 15-year-old got the drugs from. Like, what I'm saying is
you can't pass blame like that. That kid is guilty.
But he didn't.
The kid can't go, well, I got them from someone else.
No, he did, though. He got it from a manufacturer. So
I got it from a manufacturer.
You got to go after the manufacturer.
It's not my fault.
What I'm saying is...
You can't be like, it's a bigger organization than me. I'm just a small pawn.
What I'm saying is, for your example, it would be like you're in your car and you ran someone over. It's your fault. It's not Ford's fault. It's not Nissan's fault.
Why not?
But let me give you an example. If the reason you hit them was because your car was recalled with the manufactured issue, it would be their fault. So, for example, your brakes didn't work.
But what if it's a company car? What if it's being invested in? What if the car is not mine? What if it's a rental?
That's who they'll sue. Saying that's who they'll sue.
That's so. I mean, see, that's why they hate us. That's why the terrorists hate us. That's exactly why.
We always pass blame.
That I know, and I'm saying that's why, because they see the terrorists like to chop off hands. You know what I'm saying? Someone steals something, they chop off a hand because it's like swift justice. I have a hard time understanding the assignment of blame when it gets to be so nebulous. When it's like, oh, it's your fault because you pressed the enter key on your keyboard and sent $1 billion to this fund, and then 100 million got pushed out, and then $100 got pushed out, and then $1 got pushed out, and then now it's like in this location, it's your fault for pushing an enter key. Versus the kid who actually was on the corner and like transacted the drugs.
It's military thinking. You're in the military. If they tell you to push that button and you kill that whole village,
right,
it's not your fault. You're just following orders.
It is your fault.
It's not.
It's totally your fault.
It's totally the military's fault because they gave you the order.
But I'm talking about in the absolute sense.
They can't throw you in jail for that.
I'm not talking, but I'm not a judge.
They can't cut your hand off.
I'm not a judge. We're not a jury right now. I'm sitting here as a citizen of the United States and a citizen of the world. Mm-hmm. I'm just talking about being a good person. I'm saying
morally your fault.
The Nazis can't get off just because Hitler was a bad person. Hitler didn't actually kill anyone. He was a terrible person and he was a good speaker, but the people who actually killed people were soldiers. You can't give the soldiers a pass just because Hitler was a good speaker. The soldiers did it. They're the ones who actually killed Americans and Jews and gypsies and homosexuals, and they're the ones who actually did it. Right. And the same thing goes with Al-Qaeda. Just because Osama bin Laden was this charismatic leader doesn't change the fact that all these IEDs blew up and took out legs of all of these military people. Like, someone planted those bombs. I don't care if it was a 10-year-old kid who did it. That kid did it.
So what is their responsibility? I'm saying they are following orders. So what I mean is, do you go after that kid? Do you go after the Nazi soldier? Or do you shut down the Nazi army?
I think where you're mistaken is the following, okay? I think you've been watching movies and you've been reading books stating that the policy of the United States is to go after the leadership, but that's only because we have not accomplished much by going after lower levels. So the FBI going after organized crime, the military going after terrorism, we don't seem to be able to make a dent. If we had 1 billion people, then we would be able to go after them and do that, but we're understaffed. So I think the issue is, how can you fight a smart battle? And the idea is you use your resources wisely.
Yeah, but why would you go after the pawns when you can get the queen?
Well, you imagine you had twice the number of pieces as your opponent. See, you're assuming that you both have equal number of pieces. So you go, well, let me outnumber the king. Let me outnumber the queen. Let me outnumber the rook. So because we have equal pieces. But imagine you had 2 queens, you had 4 rooks, you had 4 bishops, right? You had 2 kings. Then you would take out all the pawns. Because they have the potential to become queens. You would sacrifice everything because you'd be like, I'm up pieces. You'd do a 1-for-1 trade all over the board.
I mean, but you never want to sacrifice, let's say, a bishop for a pawn.
But you would if you had double the pieces. So what I'm saying is, the reason why we don't do it is because we're understaffed. I think that's what the issue is. It's not because they're not guilty. It's just because doing so is a waste of our time. It's not because they're any less guilty.
Maybe we don't have the place to put them.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying we don't have the resources. We don't have the prison space. We don't have the number of lawyers needed. We don't have the judges. We don't have the public
It's the
support.
Constitution's fault. Because if it was just, hey,
Right.
you did it, we kill you, there would be a different world.
Right, but the problem with prairie justice, as it so-called prairie justice, is that it's often to be wrong as it is right.
Right, so you may kill someone who's innocent.
Right, so you get passionate and you're like, hey, this guy did it, and everyone's like, yeah, and they hang him, and the next thing you know, it's like, oops, sorry, it was actually Bob who did it, and
Let's go get Bob.
Right, so that's the problem with it. So it's better to err on the side of letting a guilty man go than convicting an innocent man. That's this philosophy behind law. It's better to let an innocent man go. Sorry, it's better to let a guilty man go free than have an innocent man be convicted.
It goes back to the book that we read.
Yes.
And we read to the listeners.
Yeah.
It says, what would you do? You could change world hunger by
Right.
just killing one innocent person.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Same idea.
Yeah. And what I'm saying is the same concept, which is it's wrong to murder in the case of killing the one person. It's wrong to do a drug deal at 15 and to kill one person, even if you're told to do it. It's wrong as a soldier, even if you get orders to push the button. It's wrong to do these things, and you are at fault. Now, you can be forgiven. I'm not saying you can't be forgiven for your transgressions, but we still have to say you're guilty to start with, and you're going to have to wrestle with that guilt at some point. And I'm sure all the Nazis and all the terrorists and, I'm sure at some point their conscience gets to them in the middle of the night. I'm sure it does.
It depends on how evil they are.
I guess so, right? They're probably maybe doing the evil laugh, like, mwahaha,
Right.
We got him.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of is if you're extremely evil and delighted, then you wouldn't be haunted by your thoughts. But if you have a conscience and you are, sorry, like you were saying earlier, like someone who's saying they're sorry for it, then they're probably tormented and have to live with that because they know they did wrong and they can't run from it because it's inside of them.
Right.
All right. Well, this has been a good episode.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we want to thank the listeners. This is Danny.
This is John.
And we'll see you next time.
Peace.